My name is Yong and originally from South Korea. I grew up in Kuwait and then moved to Korea when I was about 8. And then I went through all the education in Korea up until high school. And then I moved to US. I went to University of Hartford in Connecticut. And then after that I went to Cranbrook Academy of Art in Michigan. The snails, I've been working since I was in grad school, which is 2000, year 2000. And I was using snail to talk about myself, that I'm very sensitive. I know that I don't look sensitive, but very sensitive. I'm carrying a baggage, carrying a home, and going somewhere to a certain direction, but did not know where I was going. I just worked hard, and then I wanted to go somewhere. In order to talk about people, it was natural for me to use a character as a snail or a person as a snail to just focus on the face expressions and emotions and movement and directions. Those are the things that I just only focus on the snail, and that's the reason that it does not have a certain detail. It became more of a cartoon-like because there is a over-exaggerated expression on the snail. I really focused on that, so when I sit down on the street I look at people's face and then try to understand what kind of emotions that they are feeling or what kind of a stage of emotion they're in. I was trying to understand that, so when I see people on the street I'll go back to my studio and try to bring that particular person's emotion to a snail. Donut series I started on a 2008. I was going through struggle because of the whole economy went down back then, and all the investment that I did, I lost most of my investment, and I started questioning myself, giving a definition, redefine everything that I know of. One of the things that I had to define was what is money means to me, what is finance means. For me to work on a donut was natural because in Bible, Adam and Eve struggle with an apple. And for me, I struggle with donut. So for me, making a donut and suggesting that that's something that we want, but at the same time, if you have it, if you take the donut, then you'll gain weight. So I wanted to have all this narrative through my work by using an item that symbolizes money, ambition, and all the things that you want in your life, but those are not necessarily will deliver good to your life. And I wanted to make a point on that, and that's when I start a donut series. Donuts, it had to go through many steps. One of the first step will be having an underglaze, which is just body color, donut color, and then put the top color, and then go through a firing. And then once we get it back, we work on the top. We have to go through another firing, and once you get it back, we work on more on the top, and then go through glaze firing. Once we have it back, then we will work on the overglaze, something called like a luster, a really shiny gold one, or etc. There's another glaze firing. Every donut is unique, and because everything is hand painted, I see a donut as a painting. So every time when I have a blank donut in front of me, it's a blank canvas. So I have to think about what to express. I have to think about what kind of emotion am I going through, what kind of day I had. All those personal experience throughout the day goes to that donut. So there's a certain donut that I made that I remember the exact that day that I made because it comes from all this personal emotion or experience. For me, it's more like writing a diary every day. Because of that, every single donut is very precious to me. Title, it comes from all different, my personal experience, and after finishing the work, and I look at the work and then decide. But this particular piece, I did the color study with Takashi Murakami painting. So I depicted what color that he used, and I reused it on my work. So it has somewhat familiarity with a viewer. Then at the same time, I wanted to understand the strength of the color, because before Donut series, I never used color. That's something that I was afraid to use, and I did not want to use color in my work. So for me, making that and making all this was a color study, same as those pastel drawing is a color study as well. I never feel comfortable using colors, but a lot of people said that I use it really well, or I should be a painter or whatever. But for me to use color, I need to have more confidence, because my natural instinct is keep saying that go gray, go black and white, go something simple. So in order to get out from that shell that I created for past many years, I always have to be confident and bold in order to use color. For example, this particular piece is titled blah, blah, blah. I met with a lot of people who are successful in New York and tried to understand how to make money, or how can I have a stable finance in life. And more I listened to them, I realized that I couldn't understand what they're talking about. After working with the snail for a long period of time, I made the donut series, and I wanted to make those two combine those two together. Snails started to eating donuts, and then once they have a lot, that they will lose their control. And there's other series that I have, which is, once they have a bite of a donut, they turn into a chrome, and they became more materialistic, and they tried to steal other snails' donuts. If I can bring a smile to people, children, or adult, or elder, whatever nationality, whatever age they are, if you can be happy to see my work, I think that my job is done.